Well, we're getting a little snow today. I don't believe we're going to get the 6 inches promised to us. But April in the Upper Peninsula. Not completely sure where I'm going to go today. I'll find somewhere to camp. I think I'll stop by and see the Tahquamenon Falls in the snow. Something I haven't seen before. Nope. Deer running across the road. Well, this is a much more pleasant walking surface than I had to deal with yesterday and this morning. Not really as fun, but it's much easier walking. Have a little lunch on the way there. And hide this camera from the snow. The Upper Falls are just raging today. I've been here in the summer and the fall, but never when it's snowing. So we walk down and get a little bit closer. Well, apparently they're not going to let me go down to the bottom to get a better view. I could just go under it. Maybe they're not letting us go down because it's slippery, but then again, maybe there's a broken stairwell and I'll plunge to my death in the icy waters of the Tahquamenon. Yeah, well. Maybe the upper viewing area will be open. Getting closer. For the glove, I'm trying to shield my camera from the snowfall. Let's see what the sign says. It's snowing. I've yet to determine if the stairway to the landing at the falls is open. We shall continue on. It appears to be open. 94 slippery steps. I guess I'll shut this thing off before I slip and fall. I hope snow damage is covered in the warranty in this camera. not familiar with Tahquamenon Falls, that water is not brown because of pollution. It's, I believe, tannic acid or something like that from the swamp where it originates. The place is just bustling with activity since I went in. I was the only car. It's quadrupled in size since I went back. Clearly the Upper Peninsula of Michigan is a hot tourist spot in the early spring. Probably reserved seating at the brewery. I'd like to stop and eat, but I don't think I can get a spot. Oh well, carry on. Gotta find somewhere to camp tonight. If I can find a location at a campground that's not full. Since we're in the area, might as well stop at the lower falls. Got a campground here, maybe I'll find somewhere to stay. I'm not sure if this is technically open. So I did go around a gate that said closed, but it was half open. So I guess if some guy from the engineer comes and kicks me out, then we'll know. I should have a place to myself. Here we have the lower falls, not as big as the upper falls. A bit of an island there. A series of smaller falls, which you can get to this path. Nice little boardwalk here, all of about a half a mile. Pretty easy going. April, I think it's like the 20th now, I don't really recall. Feels like Christmas time. Started singing Christmas songs in my head, so I wanted to share that with you. And it is beautiful but treacherous. About the glove. Just trying to protect my camera. It looks like darn river. This is about a flood stage here. Taking out trees. I dare even walk on this platform. Oop. Man falls to death in raging Tahquamenon River. Or man missing. Car found in lot at Tahquamenon River. Guess that settles that. It's 3 o'clock. Need to find somewhere to camp tonight. I'm gonna be sleeping in my car. In search of another campground. Will this one be open? This is the Tahquamenon River Mouth Campground. Looks open to me. I'll take a look around. I think this campground will do tonight. Looks empty. But I think I'll wait and see if this snow will stop before I set up my tent. Do the tourist thing and go into town, find a restaurant, have some lunch or dinner. Paradise. The lovely little town of Paradise, where I'm sure I'll find some dinner. And what will the town of Paradise have to offer? Little Falls Restaurant. Closed. Whitefish Bay Coffee Company. Closed. True Value. Not a restaurant. Berry Patch Restaurant. Open. Can I film you? I'm documenting my entire trip around the UP.
Well, certainly, sweetheart.
And what do we have here?
I am Shirley, and I own the Berry Patch in Paradise. Welcome.
Good afternoon, Shirley.
You enjoy your pasty.
Absolutely, a pasty. And tell me what a pasty is.
A pasty is ground round potato, celery, onion, and rutabaga in a shell.
Rutabaga?
Yes. They originated with the Cornish in Cornwall, England. The men used to take them in their lunch packed in newspapers. And they would still be hot when it came time to lunch. Of course, they didn't have gravy.
Of course not. It's a
You're
luxury.
lucky you have gravy, but...
Well, beautiful. Well, thank you very much, Shirley.
You're welcome. You just didn't.
Well, that was good. Homemade pasty, homemade sticky roll. Surely was very nice. Little town of Paradise. I suppose I should go back to the campground and set up camp at this point, but I got a few hours till it's dark. Can continue being a tourist. Here we have Whitefish Point.
That somehow America's cause.
Filming in the car now, because I don't think I want to get the camera too wet when I get out. Alright, the lighthouse at Whitefish Point. And here we have Lake Superior at Whitefish Point. Quite windy and blustery and snowy. Looking back. Nope. Snow on the camera. Here's the lighthouse. Coast Guard Station, museum, all that good stuff. Still a pretty good amount of ice on the beach. Beautiful weather, I think. Kinda cold though. Early spring on Lake Superior. Pretty much a miserable, wet, snowy day. I'd really like to have a fire and cook some dinner, but I don't think it's worth the trouble with it being so wet. So I'll eat cold food, and stay in, read a book. I think it's supposed to be better tomorrow. So we'll see. The only person in this campground. That's the Tahquamenon River. I'm going to close my door before too much snow gets in. Oh, by the way, I have a red tent. First night I was out, you saw my video, I had a green tent. Well, I blew out one of the corners, pulling the tent taut with the stake and staking it out, ripped the corner right out so I couldn't even tie that down. So I was lucky enough to find a hardware store in a little town that had a tent. Well, I'm not a big fan of red. They had this Wenzel red tent. So, since it was my only choice, that's what I bought. It's not been sealed or anything. We'll see how it works out. See how wet I get tonight. Hoping I don't.